So another major revelation to come to light amid the release of John Podesta's emails by WikiLeaks is the possibility that Hillary Clinton's campaign was in contact with the Department of Justice while she was being investigated by the FBI. Now, the reason why this is problematic is because the FBI would be making their recommendation to the Department of Justice and saying whether or not they think Hillary Clinton should be indicted after they conclude their investigation. So if this is true, this is huge. So in an email from May 2015, Clinton campaign spokesman Brian Fallon said that, quote, DOJ folks had informed him about an upcoming status conference in one of the lawsuits regarding Clinton's private email setup. The information about an upcoming court event would have been public knowledge and open for all to attend, and it's unclear whether the people Fallon spoke to at the Justice Department were officials who regularly communicate with the public. However, the fact that Fallon, a former spokesman with the Justice Department, remained in contact with anyone from the department is likely to renew allegations that the Obama administration maintained an especially cozy relationship with Clinton's presidential campaign. And I think that it's actually more than that, because we saw that Bill Clinton met with Attorney General Loretta Lynch just days before the FBI made their announcement. Now, we all know that James Comey didn't actually recommend an indictment, but when you see all these shady things going on, you see Clinton's campaign in talks with, quote, DOJ folks. When you see Bill Clinton meeting with Loretta Lynch, you can't help but think something strange is going on. If this is true, this is corruption, guys. This is brazen corruption. Because if it's the case that a public official is in contact, or her campaign is in contact with people who are supposed to be a check on her corruption and authority, then we have no accountability. We don't live in a democracy anymore. And this goes beyond Hillary Clinton, because I'm someone who maintained that George W. Bush and Dick Cheney should be rotting in The Hague right now because of the war crimes that they committed, because of the torture that they brought back. And so I'm objective. I think anyone who breaks the law, no matter how powerful they are or what position they held, they should be indicted, potentially be charged, and go to jail if they're found guilty. But if we have both parties in cahoots with each other, if we have the government agency that's supposed to hold corrupt public officials accountable in cahoots with them, what the hell are we supposed to do? This implies that government officials can do almost anything and get away with it. And look, we had a Freudian slip from James Comey when he said, look, I don't want to make people think that by not recommending an indictment of Hillary Clinton that we don't typically punish people, because when people do similar things, yes, we do in fact punish them.
To be clear, this is not to suggest that in similar circumstances, a person who engaged in this activity would face no consequences. To the contrary, those individuals are often subject to security or administrative sanctions, but that's not what we're deciding now.
The evidence was there, and I followed this case very closely. So I was very shocked when James Comey didn't announced that he would be recommending an indictment to the Justice Department. And that little talk that you saw between Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch was strange, because afterwards she conceded and said, look, I'll just do whatever the FBI wants. I'll kind of remove myself from this. But she wouldn't do that unless she knew Hillary Clinton's ass would be covered. So this whole thing just shows that we live in a banana republic. You can't expect to have a democracy if corrupt officials aren't going to be held accountable, because that doesn't make them elected officials. That makes them dictators, because they could do anything they want. If Hillary Clinton can set up a private email server and expose classified information and not go to jail, what else can she do? We are losing our democracy, and this is evidence of it. So everyone should be terrified about this, but the problem is that we have so-called liberals who are complicit in this, and they are just, team blue no matter what. So anything that Hillary Clinton does is good. Anything that Donald Trump does is bad. There's no nuance to the world. It's all black and white. Well, look, we have to be objective, and we have to call this out when we see it. If the Democrats do something that's seemingly corrupt, we have to call it out. They have to answer for this corruption. And unfortunately, progressives aren't a big enough voting demographic to do it and have an impact. We need everyone to come together and take a stand against corruption, but everyone's on their own team and they don't give a damn about it. So unfortunately, nothing's going to get done. And meanwhile, we're going to slide further and further towards an authoritarian regime. It's just sad.